Here we are, welcome back to the channel for the latest video on GT7, and we're looking at single player campaign. As we go across towards circuits, we're going to look at getting you 1.2 million credits at Tokyo Expressway. So go across to Asia and Oceania, from there go on to Tokyo Expressway circuit, and we're going to go down to the circuit experiences, and there's a few here to choose from. We scroll across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got 6 of these to choose from, all with different amount of credits. We're going to go on the first one, central clockwise. So this is made up of 4 sectors, and then we've got a 1 lap attack. Now this is not easy. The 1 lap attack is only 1 minute 13.4 seconds long to get a gold. So these are only short sectors, but you really have to push the limits on this track to get the most out of this car and get the quickest time possible. So we're looking at the first sector. We're going to put our brake balance to +2 to the rear, and she's going to give you a taster of how these sectors go and how it always goes in time trials. You know what it's like, you push the car too much, you haven't got a clue kind of how this car feels, how it handles. So we'll take it easy the first couple of times, no run off area, and it's so unforgiving, this track. We'll come across to the first one to get a 22.9, which is good enough for bronze, but obviously we're aiming for gold. So after a few attempts of hitting the wall, it will happen here. This is our best sector time that we did, and we're going to slow it down for you. So we come to this lamppost on the left hand side, and these signs on the left. We're going to brake just after that. You see there, we apply the brakes, and you aim for this kind of yellow marker on the right hand side, and that's our throttle point. You get to there, you accelerate, stay in 5th gear. This right hander, all we're going to do is we're going to come off the accelerator, not hitting the brakes. As you're turning in off the accelerator, straight back on it again, and this next section absolutely flat out through the tunnel. These circuit experiences are good fun. Also, you get your credits, but also to learn the track. I've never been on this track before, so you learn as you go, which is the main thing. So we get good enough for gold on that sector. Now across to sector 2. Click on start and away we go. This is only 10.9 seconds long, but this sector I found was actually the hardest one to get gold. Quite tricky to get. We're going to +5 to the rear, and when you come to this yellow arrow on the left hand side, we're going to be braking after that. We're looking for that kind of the bridge after that yellow sign to hit the brakes. Just as we go under there, you can see we're going to stay in 5th gear. If you get this corner right, again we're aiming for that kind of yellow sign as your throttle point and your apex point, and you really got to push the limits, really got to push that car through that corner. But we come across for 10.610. That did take a few times, not going to lie, hit the wall a few times on that one, but +5 did feel better on that sector. So sector 2 complete. Then we're going to go across to sector 3, and we're going to leave the brake balance I think at +5, but a little bit better around here. So come to that first corner again, we've got no idea we're braking yet, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit the wall. So again, look at these braking points, seeing what we need to do to get the best out of this car. So we're going to brake a little bit earlier. No real reference for this, but that yellow line on the left hand side, we're going to brake after that as we're turning in, and we're going to go down to 5th gear, get as close to the inside of that corner as you can, obviously without hitting it. As we see that yellow arrow in the distance on the left hand side, we're going to brake just before there, and we're going to come down to 4th gear. And if you get this right, this whole section now is absolutely flat out to 5th. We have a little bit of a lift I think in this left hander, but it is flat out if you get it right. Yeah, a bit of a lift there, but it is flat out, and you've really got to nail that to get that goal time. So come across to 20.062, which again is good enough to put us top of our friends list too. So come across to exit. We've got one more sector to go. This is another tricky one, and what makes this one so difficult I think is there's no real braking references. It's more of a feel for the corners and how fast you're going. But what I use for this one is the end of the tunnel. So just before you reach the end of the tunnel, we're going to hit the brakes. We're going to come down to 3rd gear, close that left hand side, get brave in the accelerator, up into 4th gear. And for this one, again, there's no real reference, but I suppose the most visual thing you can see is where the red and white arrows start on the left hand side. We're going to brake in just before we get to that. We're going to go into 3rd gear, and then we're going to accelerate into 4th gear just to give you that extra bit of traction. And then it's a run to the line. Come across for a 16.484. So a tough one, a very difficult one, but again, to get the credits is very rewarding for 1.2 million credits. We're going to come across to the 1 lap attack. We did a couple of laps on this one, and we're going to show you the best lap that we did. We're not going to slow it down for you, we're going to get a full run through as we broke down the sectors ready with braking points and turning points. You can see I get this one wrong, I have to come down to 4th gear. Turned in a little bit too late there. So come down to 4th just to get that extra bit of rotation inside the corner. Absolutely flat out through the tunnel. Coming to this next difficult corner. As you come up the crest, you're looking for that yellow board on the left hand side. Hard to see when you're doing 170 mile an hour. But again, I come down to 4th gear momentarily, just to get that extra bit of rotation again. So easier to do, should I say, when you're doing these sectors. Always harder to nail the one single lap. You can't make one mistake or hit a wall. If you do touch the wall or scrape the wall, your lap will invalidate. You have to do it all again. So then we get this one right. Like I said, you get out of that corner. This whole section is absolutely flat out if you get it right. We're staying to the right hand side this time. Coming to 6th, flat out left. Right before we get to the end of the tunnel. Earlier braking is better for this corner. So up into 3rd, up into 4th. Really pushing it to get the best out of this car and to get the quickest time. And we accelerate in 4th gear, and that's the run to the line. There's a target of 13.4, and we come across 1 minute 12.591. So a bit of hard work, but it's definitely worth the reward. And speaking of rewards, come across the exit and exit again. You get 54,000 just for doing the event itself, or the experience itself. Press OK. If you've achieved all bronze, 200,000 credits is coming your way. And because you've got all gold, we've got 1 million credits. So 1.25 million is nothing to be sniffed at. Yeah, this is tricky. It might take you a few goes, but well worth it for the credits at the end if you can do it. If this does help you guys, like and subscribe to the channel. We do a lot more of these tutorials for circuit experiences and single player campaign. And we also do lap guides for daily races, and also the online time trial events that can earn you up to 2 million credits. If there's any other circuit experiences you'd like me to have a look at, or anything else, don't hesitate to ask. We're on this journey together to try and get faster in the game, and also to earn as many credits as possible. We're doing the least amount of work. So these are quite good for earning good credits, these circuit experiences. We've got a lot of easy ones, all different varieties I suppose. A lot of easy ones, a lot of medium ones, and tricky ones, which I class this one as a tricky one because you've got no room for error at all, and you do need to push it to get the lap time. I have got some easy ones on the channel that I've already done for you to have a look at if you haven't already. But for now, good luck with this one, enjoy the credits, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters.